and welcome to another live stream watch-along reaction, the first of two tonight. Tonight we are watching and reacting to CS Herediano versus CD Marathon in the 2026 CONCACAF Central American Cup. Group stage, Group B. Group B, the second match tonight is a Group D match, but it is Group B that we begin with. CD Marathon, CS Herediano contra CD Marathon en la Copa Centroamericana de la CONCACAF, fase de grupos, Grupo B. Grupo B. Primer partido de los dos equipos. Herediano, equipo de la Costa Rica. Marathon, equipo de la Honduras. Esta noche, primer partido para dos equipos, la CONCACAF. Prayers for Spain. What happened there? How are you doing, Henry G? What happened over there? I haven't heard anything. I legitimately haven't. Either way. So we got Herediano Marathon. Of course, later tonight we have Municipal Cartaginés, which probably will have a review. If it's boring, I just won't do a review tonight because it is pretty late. If it's a good match, we'll review it. But at least 2 streams. How we doing, Dillon? How we doing? First of all, before we talk about the starting 11s, because we have a couple of extra minutes before we have to do that, as I would normally... Have you seen any news? No, not recently, no. Verdes FC, anything but football, no. Verdes FC 0, Motagua 5, Verdes 0, Motagua 5. We did watch a little bit of that during the rain delay of the skills challenge. Motagua ended up winning pretty comfortably. They struggled for a while, but they ended up winning pretty comfortably. They're still bottle jobs, but hey, at least they beat Verdes to the level you would expect them to. CD Olimpia 2, Deportivo Mixco 0. CD Olimpia 2, Mixco 0. Olimpia wins a match you would expect them to win. A little bit close, tight, but it is what it is. Dillon FC 4, Plaza Amador 2. Dillon 4, Plaza Amador 2. I did hear about it, unfortunately. Four to 2 for Dillon. I said it would be a draw, didn't I? I think I did. In that match. Yep, I did. So Dillon has 3 points and probably will end up getting 6. Good for them. Plaza Amador is not as good as I thought they were. Match day 2, the matches we missed. Umesit FC 1, Saprissa 2, Umesit 1, Saprissa 2. Saprissa won, but a lot closer than I expected, of course. Alianza FC El Salvador 2, Antigua GFC 1. I thought Antigua would beat Alianza. That did not happen. 2-1 Alianza Salvador. 2-1 ganador Alianza El Salvador. Not what I expected. Not what I expected. Alajuelense 1, Xelajú 0. Alajuelense 1, Xelajú 0. They're playing chicken with a champion's curse again. Too damn tight for their own good, but they won. So those are the 6 matches we missed. Of course, because of the All-Star Week, Costa Rica won 4-1 against Antigua Barbuda 4-1. Yep, I saw that as well, but talk about the Central American Cup here. Starting 11s are as follows for Herediano in goal. Cabajal, the back 5 of Montes, Getzel Montes, Keisher Fuller, Brown, Haxel Quiros, and Daryl Araya. The midfield 4 of Juarez, Aguilar, Bravo, and Sergio Rodriguez. And up top, Marcel Hernandez. For Marathón, in goal, Jonathan Rougier. The back four of Henry Figueroa, Rivera, Santos Martinez, Aguilera. The midfield three of Perez, Farioli, and Moreno. And the front three of Santo, Messiniti, and Albert Elise. That's got to be Albert Elise, right? Either way, those are your starting 11s for this match. And let me see what's going on. Let me go look up and see what's going on in Spain, I guess. Wow! Oh, wildfires! Sounds like wildfires. Wildfires forced more than 200,000 in total to flee in France and Spain. Oh, that's 5 days ago. Wildfires, I'm guessing. Genuinely awful. Yeah, that's sad. I didn't even know wildfires could happen in Spain. I'm shocked. That's sad. If we're talking about the wildfires, that is absolutely disastrous and sad. That hurts to see. That really does. I mean, I guess they could happen anywhere, but it's like a tornado happening in, like, England. You don't expect it. Not like California or something. You know? Sad to see. I pray for those. I pray for the people affected by the wildfires. Maybe that's not what we're talking about. Where there's delusion, there's hope. Well, I mean, that's true. But either way, how did Canada struggle to Honduras? Injuries. The Honduras played way too physically. I think it was a rainy day. A lot of reasons. Mostly the injuries. How Canada under 20 struggle against Honduras. I just answered that. Do you listen? Open your ears. Too physical play by Honduras. Honduras was happy with the draw. Too many injuries for Canada. And I guess I think it was a rainy day down there. I guess, from what I could tell. How we doing, Nestor? Well, as long as Canada draws, they win the group. If they win the group. They just can't lose. So, well, it's going to be, that Saturday game's going to mean a lot, and I'm going to be live for it. You're welcome. Chelsea versus Tottenham in Australia. Yep. Their second match after the Western Sydney match. How many U20 spots in the World Cup does CONCACAF receive? I think 4. Yeah. U20 World Cup, it's 4. Especially out of the U20 championship. Before there's any playoffs. I don't think there's any playoffs. 4. And 4 for the Pan American Games. And I don't see no playoffs either. Interconfederation playoff tournament, and CONCACAF has no playoff teams. It's Asia 1, CONMEBOL 1, Oceania, and Europe will be Denmark. We already have the answer? Okay. Germany, Spain, Ukraine, and Croatia. Oh, yeah, Italy didn't make it. They lost to Denmark in the playoff. Yep. Lovely. Spurs versus Auckland was pretty good. Massive for the Kiwis. Good to hear. U20 in Central America is very strong. The boys haven't got hit by the Bills yet. Unfortunately, most probably won't make the senior team. That's the problem. That sucks when that's the problem. Here we go. It's up on Paramount Plus and Golazo Network. Thank you, Paramount. You did a good thing. Grabbing the CONCACAF club rights, you did a good thing. Now, it sucks you lost the Nations League rights, but maybe that was the deal. I don't know. Either way. Maybe Fox wanted something in return, and they took the Nations League draws. If the USA makes the final, they're already in the Olympics. the winner, if Canada makes the final while the USA makes the final, Canada's in the Olympics. They don't even have to win the game because the USA's already hosting. All they have to do is make it. Now, if they play Mexico, well, they have to win. So you pretty much have to hope Mexico and USA see each other in the semifinals, or Canada somehow beats Mexico in the semifinals and the USA gets in the final and you're already in. It's pretty much what you got to have to hope for, which I don't think that's going to happen, but I'm not sure. USA, Mexico, Canada, and probably Panama. I know. I'm not happy with it. Guatemala cooked there in third. The two best third-place teams move on to the quarterfinals. Did you know that? And it looks like it's going to be Guatemala, because Honduras only has 1 point, I think. The point off Canada. Teams have walked out. They'll line up, and we'll get ready to go for the first match we've covered in the Central American Cup. I mean, I love it. It's what I've wanted for ages. I've said it multiple times. I've said it hundreds of times. I wanted Paramount to get it. They got it. Fox lost it. We're good. No, we don't have to worry about stupid college basketball when it's Illinois versus Purdue anymore. We ain't got to worry about that shit. It's either on Golazo or it's on Paramount Plus. We ain't got to worry. And worst case scenario, it's on the CONCACAF YouTube channel as well. So there's only 3 groups. 2, 4, 6. Third 1, third 2. There's only 3 groups of 4. Top 4 or top 2 of each group, then the 2 best third place teams out of those 3 groups in the final tournament. There's only 3 groups. That's how quickly they got through the group stage. Canada got to top their group. As long as they draw, they do. So as long as we draw, if they lose, they're eliminated. Probably they're, well, I would say they're probably eliminated. Yeah, if Canada loses, they're probably eliminated. But they have 4 points. They're all but eliminated. They'll have to play USA or Mexico. They ain't winning a quarterfinal against them. I think they will. I think they will win a domestic cup this season, if not more than one. I like what I'm seeing. Teams shaking hands, and we're getting ready to go. First Champs Cup or Central American Cup game we've covered on Paramount Plus, and for this season. Starting 11s in goal: Cavajal, the back 4 of Bravo, Brown, Montes, and Fuller. The midfield 3 of Aguilar, Rodriguez, Quiros, Araya, Hernandez, Juarez. Randall Leal on the bench. Aaron Suarez, I think, on the bench. He moved? Okay, well, there you go. Yeah, but all you have to do is win 1 game. It depends on who gets drawn against who. So when it comes to domestic cups. So it is what it is. Both games tonight are on Golazo and Paramount Plus. Diego O'Hare from Guatemala is the center referee tonight. United might be better than Chelsea. I wouldn't say that's 100%. I trust Xabi Alonso. Xabi Alonso might do some really big stuff this year. That's all I'm going to say. Don't be shocked if Chelsea comes out of nowhere. We're not that much of a disaster. We were a disaster last year, but we're not a disaster right now. Xabi Alonso is going to fix our problems. I believe in Xabi Alonso 100%. Anything Xabi wants, I'm behind. If it's a Blue Co idea, no, I don't want it. I don't want it. If it's a Xabi idea, I'm behind it 100%. Starling for Marathón in goal: Jonathan Ruggier. The back 4: Aguilera, Figueroa, Rivera, Martinez, Fadioli, Sorto, Moreno, Elise, Messiniti, and Perez. Alberto Elise. Gotta be. I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Getting ready for work tomorrow and NYCFC game after work. I'm just going to enjoy these games and then get ready to torture myself again tomorrow. Hopefully. It probably isn't. Do you think Blue Co will listen to Xabi? Yes. You think Blueco wanted Henderson? Well, here's the thing. They're threatening to boycott, but it seems to me like that's going to be not an empty threat, but it's a threat that broke this bullshit by Infantino. The threat, like UEFA says, they're boycotting until it's not passed. Or if it is passed, they will continue the boycott. The boycott told CONCACAF's on their side now. You've got the UEFA nations and the CONCACAF nations all together voting against this. As long as they get CONMEBOL to jump in, all 10 CONMEBOL nations, it's gone. Infantino lost. We're off. 0-0, 0-0. We have kicked off. Herediano in the red and white. I'm surprised they're using red and white, not red and yellow, but okay. And Marathón in the black with stripes. So, basically, what UEFA just did was basically put their balls on the table and say, okay, we're boycotting. We're going to see if we can get anybody to join our side, which they've got all of CONCACAF. All they need is CONMEBOL, and this bullshit's over. This is about as much of a failure as the Super League was. I never thought the Super League went down this quickly. It was born and died a death. It sounds like Infantino's bullshit to do the same thing. You get just 10 teams in Asia. And Marathón shot saved. Not enough of a shot, and it's saved by Herediano. So, Asia's threatening too. But yeah, I think UEFA Euros would replace the World Cup with guest nations wide. And it looks like CONCACAF teams would be there. Well, I'm sure they would be. They didn't say boycott, but I'm sure if you voted against FIFA and this did go through, I guarantee you they'd probably be like, you know what? Go with them. Go with them. Because I feel like there's a line in the sand. If this does get voted through, if the rest of the world somehow backs Infantino on this, again, they only need 10 countries to not back him on this now, with UEFA and CONCACAF coming out against this, which is crazy. I guarantee you a certain somebody in the Oval Office is flipping shit right now. Because guess who's behind this private equity? Jared Kushner's brother. Who is Jared Kushner married to? Ivanka, yes. Who's Ivanka's daddy? Yes, okay. Whose idea do you think this was? Truly, whose idea do you think this was? It wasn't Infantino's. I can tell you that. He's gladly happy to do it. Shot, goal! Offside. Does not count. Offside on Marathón. They've been all over Herediano right now, though. So, I guarantee you a certain guy in the Oval's flipping shit right now. That even the USA said, no, we're not doing this. And basically rounded up all of CONCACAF and said, no, we're with UEFA. Let me tell you something. You can't buy football. This is our sport. Football is the sport of the commoner. You cannot buy our sport. You corrupt bastards. You cannot steal our sport. You cannot buy our sport. You got what you deserved. Even the small countries in CONCACAF said, nah, screw this. And they're the ones who need the money. All 41 CONCACAF nations are with UEFA, at least in voting against this. The small nations in UEFA who need the money said no. I love it. Gianni Infantino's going down. He thought that he was untouchable. Well, let me tell you something. I don't know if you've ever heard of this, Infantino, but there's a little parable that's been going around recently that everything a certain person touches turns to shit. And he touched you. He got into your head and said, let's do this deal. Because we all know where this is going. We all know where this came from. Guess what? That deal was always going to turn to shit. You thought Do you watch CPL on your own time? I mean, yeah. I cover it a little bit, though. But I do watch it on my own time. Football's not for sale, damn right. Because they're idiots. They had to get burnt. They had to get burnt before they listen to somebody who actually knows what they're doing. I'm just glad they got burnt. I'd rather have Xabi Alonso anyway, so it all's end well than ends well. All ends well that ends well. I know. AJ here's threatening too. Well, I mean, it's a real kit, as in it's not a fake. It's not a reproduction from China, no. It's a box lunch jersey from that store Box Lunch in 2021 that made SpongeBob football kits that kind of look like an Adidas jersey. And, well, this is Olympia colors. It always is. It's kind of become my Central America kit without having an Olympia jersey or an Alajuelense jersey. Well, of course, that Huddersfield jersey looks like an Alajuelense jersey. But for the most part, this jersey's basically become my catch-all for Central America at this point. I'm glad about it. Speaking of buying things, I'm glad about it. I'm glad. It sounds like TAM and GAM are going to go away. They're going to loosen the cap. They're going to loosen the rules, allow teams to spend more in more normal ways without the convoluted bullshit. I'm glad. I'm glad. It's a start. It's a start. It's a start. It's not exactly what I want, but it's a start. It's a start. It's a start. Liam Sr. was worse. We suck ass now. That's why. We lost the number 10 who made us tick. Our players got old as shit. We had to rebuild like twice. MLSE doesn't know what the hell they're doing. All our managers suck ass. That's what happened. What happened is we can't, whatever the hell this club is doing, they don't know what the hell they're doing. Because sometimes you need, speaking of MLSE, listen to me. Sometimes you need to cut your losses when it's obvious it ain't going to work. Liam Sr., it was obvious that shit wasn't going to work. Like, I don't know. Like, MLSE should have cut their losses 6 months ago with Robin Fraser. He should have never made it to this season. He should have never. He should have never. He's garbage. We know this. Like, hell, they made some signings to make the team better, and guess what? They ain't doing a damn thing. They're just as bad as they were last year, if not maybe a little bit better, like a marginal touch better. But the things we were good at last year, we're not good at this year. Our defense has gotten better throughout the season, but our goalie, not as good as he was. Gavrin's not as good as last year's Sean Johnson. Our offense isn't as good as it was at the start of the season, but it started better in our defense. Point is this. When shit doesn't work and you know it's not going to work, cut your damn losses. Chelsea were right to fire Potter when they did and fire Liam Sr. when they did because the shit wasn't going to work. They cut their losses at the right time. MLSE could actually learn from that. We're back on the CONCACAF schedule now. I'm glad. I wish the World Cup did better than it did on my channel, but everybody kind of got screwed, it sounds like. Over the top. Marathón all over, Herediano. How we doing? Good. Pretty much, yeah. That's actually a good comparison. No, but I'll be watching it on TV. Because Arsenal, there were positives to Arteta. I mean, yeah, they were 15th for a while in that first full season, but they won an FA Cup in his first half season. They showed progress. Senior and Potter never showed progress. Never did. even when Arteta, the team was 15th, Arsenal showed progress. And then over time, they kept showing progress and kept showing progress. Now, there were times where a lot of people got tired with the fact they bottled the league, but they made it to where they wanted to be. The process worked. But they had an idea. Blue coat just throws shit at the wall and sees what sticks. Now they finally have a process because they're like, maybe we should sign more experienced players to go along with our young players. Maybe we should. And maybe we should let our manager have a say in what we do. And they actually probably overcorrected. But you know what? If there's anybody to overcorrect for, it's Xabi Alonso. The man who took Leverkusen to an undefeated, invincible season in the Bundesliga and one loss all comps that year in the worst game possible. But still, they won a double. Only lost one game. That's the guy. Leverkusen, mind you. Neverkusen, mind you. If there's anybody to overcorrect for and listen to too much, it's Xabi Alonso. Cross in. It's Xabi Alonso. I know. Manchester United has Yori Tielemans and Andre Santos. I know. If Xabi didn't want him, I don't care. If Xabi didn't want Andre Santos, let him go. What Xabi says goes. And it looks like that's the way to do it. So far, from what I've seen, looks like the way to do it. Xabi Alonso knows all. I'm going to back Xabi Alonso to the bitter end. Because if this does fail, it ain't his fault. I'll tell you that right damn now. Punched away. I'll tell you that right damn now. What's your thoughts on the club team through CFU Club Shield, including Delphines del Este? I mean, Robin Hood, Mount Pleasant, they look about as good as I expected. The fact they're playing each other in a semifinal, I'm not surprised one bit. One of them will go back to the Caribbean Cup, whether that be the defending champions in Mount Pleasant or whether that be a former champion in Robin Hood. I'm happy with that. Metropolitan is doing pretty well. Delphines, it is what it is. Weymouth Wales did pretty good up until they ran into Mount Pleasant, yeah. Of course, that makes sense. But either way, we're going to get a former champion back, that's for sure. Metropolitans had their history of playing CONCACAF tournaments recently. CONCACAF League 2021, I think. Yes, Xabi knows what the hell he's doing. Canada has to win the Nations League. I agree. Oh, yeah, I did. I was live for that. And I was pissed. Oh, I hate to tell you, we're not even in the tournament because we didn't make the playoffs. We have a 2-week break. After Friday, we don't play for 2 weeks. But you know what? If they don't call the Pirate, I'm glad. We have a 2-week break to do the right thing. TFC has a 2-week break to do the right thing. Call the Pirate. Fire Fraser and call the Pirate. If they don't, I don't have to watch this shit team for 2 weeks. If they do call the Pirate, well, we gonna fix some shit really quickly. I'll tell you that right now. But we ain't in the Leagues Cup. And you know what? I'm glad because we get destroyed. Currently, I'm glad we have a 2-week break because maybe they should have done it before the World Cup. But you know what? Maybe we'll get a touchdown dropped on our ass. And maybe, just maybe, the crazy decision is finally made. Not firing Fraser. That is the right decision. But, you know. Maybe they take the shot in the dark that they know they need to take. That we all know they need to take. Whether you want to admit it or not. Maybe they do get a touchdown dropped on them. I'm glad. Maybe. I hope they do, frankly. This might be TFC's last game ever at Yankee Stadium, and I hope it's a memorable one. And by that, I mean the last game Robin Fraser ever coaches. Because by the time he gets a touchdown dropped on his ass, TFC gonna fire his ass and he'll never get a job again except maybe at a frickin' Krispy Kreme. Drop a touchdown on his ass. He'll never coach a football match again, I'll tell you that much. Unless his kids are I guess his kids are older. Okay, so yeah, it wouldn't be their teams. Yeah, he's not coaching another football match ever again if they get a touchdown dropped on him, which rightfully so. But MLS, he'll probably be recycled for I don't know, New England? Maybe. Probably. That don't mean shit to me. That don't mean shit to me. I was very excited when Toronto signed Insigne. Notably, I was very excited. That changed pretty damn quickly. Didn't take, less than a year? Who was Toronto's biggest failure ever? Insigne. It would have been Danny Kuverman's, but at least he was honest. It's Insigne now. It's Insigne. It's the same format as last year, except there's some games in Mexico. I mean, I'm glad there's games in Mexico, but it's the same format as last year, except there's games in Mexico. I'm glad about the games in Mexico part. That's about all I could say. Bernadeschi, he was awesome. I wish he'd come back. He still got it. We never needed to get rid of him. We got rid of Bernadeschi for Corbianu. I mean, I love Daniel Shalhoub. We could have went for Daniel Shalhoub, no question. I love Malik Henry. I think Malik Henry is an amazing player, and I'd rather play him over Corbianu. I'm going to be real. I would play Malik Henry over Corbianu. I really would. I would start Malik over Corbianu. I'm going to be honest. I would. Bernadeschi, I wish it was Bernadeschi and Malik Henry instead of, Bernadeschi and Shalhoub. But if Malik Henry off the bench after Bernadeschi burnt down the wing multiple times, that sounds pretty awesome to me. Okay, Malik Henry would still be a big super sub, but, the way Bernadeschi went down at teams and just marauded down the wing all game, I loved how he did that. I really did. And he tired out defenders' legs. He really did. If we had Malik Henry after 70 minutes of Bernadeschi, oh my God. And then Shalhoub on the other wing just because. Yes. Thanks for the 199 super chat. This team could use Schaffelberg. I'll agree. Because there has to be a Belizean team. And don't be so mean. That's Daniel's team. I guess. They are Belizean. NYCFC's new stadium opener is July 2027. So they'll still play at Yankee Stadium in the sprint season. I believe Miami, Orlando, or Vancouver will be the last regular season game at Yankee Stadium next year. I believe New England, Toronto, or the Timbers will be the possible opponent for the opening game. Well, let's remember, it's probably Miami, Orlando, because the sprint season is just within conference. And, of course, the playoffs are in May, but you know what I mean. Just within the conference. I was excited when Toronto signed Insigne. Listen, damn it. Open your ears. I already answered that. Shot, save. Herediano's starting to grow into the match a little bit. I was excited. Quickly stop being excited. Or it definitely didn't take long into 2023 when I stopped being excited. I mean, I understood why. Either way. Didn't take long. TFC plays their home games at the Barrie Soccer specific field as a CPL trial run. I know TFC's moving to Barrie, but I think both teams are just going to play there once the CPL team comes to Barrie. But I think both teams are going to play there. That's my understanding of it, but have Port Loyola as a Belizean representative. They got their ass whipped too! The Belizean League sucks ass. Let's not... Like, I hate to say it. You want me to go there? I'll go there. Port Loyola got their ass whipped, too, the one time they were in the tournament. Acting like it's no different. That league sucks ass. Like, why are they in this tournament? Why can't we have the CPL Cup champion in this tournament? At least that'd be entertaining. Hell, even Ottawa this year would at least hold their own. You're telling me we have to have the Belizean champion over the CPL Cup champion? Really? And that's seriously, if you want competitive value, unlike I know Belize is in the Caribbean or the Central American, so they have to be in the Central American Cup. But honestly, I think the Belizean team would be better off playing in the Caribbean Cup. I really do. If you want them to grow. 4 games of getting your ass whipped is nothing. That doesn't do you a thing. Year after year, 4 games of getting your ass whipped does you nothing. Now, if they start winning games against smaller teams, okay, fine. Maybe Ottawa would win this cup. No, Forge would. And you should. But no, he's been cap tied to the U.S. He can't play for Mexico. As you should. Maybe your national team's better than your club teams, but either way, I don't think the club teams in Belize are good enough for this tournament. I really don't. I think they'd be better off playing the Caribbean Cup. They might. I'm not saying they'd win it, but they'd definitely be more competitive. Definitely be more competitive. But Canada, I know. We struggled yesterday. We drew Honduras. I think that was just the game state as well. But Marathon has more possession and more passes possession. They had an offside goal that did not stand. Oh, no. FMF will analyze FIFA proposal. Playing forward. Mexico says they're going to analyze the FIFA plan. Caught, that'll be a goal kick, of course. Because he's not international level. It's just the facts. He's not international level. He's not. Playing forward, Herediano. Ball. Good clearance or good steal by Marathon. Oh. So. Oh. Wendy's. Do you count Penn Station? Like, I don't know. Like, it's a fast food place, but it takes a lot longer. I don't know. Or Jersey Mike's or a restaurant like that, them making the sub takes a little bit longer than you'd want them to. I mean, I'd say it's more fast casual. I'd say Penn Station, Jersey Mike's, Culver's are in fast casual, I would say. So that doesn't. Yeah, Wendy's. White Castle. I mean, I prefer Crystals, which I mean is just the southern version. That actually puts the mustard on the slider, but White Castle. Ooh. Probably Dairy Queen. Yeah, Dairy Queen. We'll go with it. Dairy Queen. Dairy Queen. Oh, wait, no, Chick-fil-A. Club. Here comes Herediano. I mean, here's the good part. Because my videos got screwed over and my numbers weren't good enough, I could say this without worrying and pissing people off. The football LARPers piss me off. The football LARPers legitimately piss me off. Like, the World Cup was amazing. Don't get me wrong. I do like international breaks because they're a little bit more calmer. I get to have a little bit more, well, in most cases, of a rest than I do club-wise. But I enjoy the club football more. I do. And the football LARPers ain't watching this tournament, I'll tell you that much. I'll tell you that much. They don't even know what this is. Well, that's honestly, sadly, they're missing out. This is fun. But, you know. I mean, I'd rather the CPL champion be in it. The USL champion or League One never played the CONCACAF League. The CPL champion did. Give us back our spot. The CONCACAF League basically was the Central American Cup till they split up the Caribbean Cup and the Central American Cup. They basically were in this tournament for about 4 years. 19, 20, 21, 22. They were in this tournament for 4 years. The CPL champion. Forge being 3 of those. Give us our spot back. Give us our spot back. Jesus. Give us our spot back. Peru and Colombia. Yep, I heard. Give us our spot back. I agree. 0-0, settle. Give us our spot back. I don't care if Forge wins it every year or not. They'll win it most years. They'll probably win it this year. But give us our spot back. I miss it. I want Forge to win an international trophy. They'll never do that unless, you know. The fun part about the CONCACAF League was Forge was making, I'd say it's more of a money thing. I'd say it's a gap thing. I'd say it's a talent gap money thing. Especially away. Same thing to MLS teams, especially, but especially playing in Mexico, that's tough for anybody that isn't a Mexican team who's not used to it. Header safe. I think maybe Central American teams are probably a little bit more used to it because they have the shit housing. But, you know, I think for Caribbean teams and Central American teams, it's harder because they have less money. And the players they have are young players finally growing, but not good enough. Or they have young players who are growing, but not at their peak. But those are players that are going to get sold to probably MLS or Mexico or maybe into Europe. They also have the old players that are getting older who played at these clubs to begin with. And they had quality moments in their life playing football, but they're not the same as they used to be. Like, I don't know, Aubrey David, who played for Vancouver for a long time. Kevin Molino with Defense Force. MLS legend, played for Defense Force. Not the same guy. Still had his moments, but you when you know about Pete Kevin Molino, you know he was much better than he was in that Caribbean Cup last year. Pete Kevin Molino, like, he still had his moments, his flashes of, I ain't as good as I once was, but I'm as good once as I ever was. And these players do, like Aubrey David or Johan Venegas or Celso Borges, or of that sort of grouping of players, of the older guys. Joel Campbell, Kevin Molino. They have their flashes of like, yep, that's the guy I remember from 4, 5, 6, 7 years ago. But that's not enough. So you have big name talent, but does it ever really truly? You have the young talent who's growing, and they look like very talented players, especially when they play at the similar level in a Central American Cup or a CONCACAF league. Same thing with the older players. But you don't have that big talent. You have a big name forming, and you have a big name fading out. You have the growing stars and the fading stars because they're from that team. They played to start at a Alajuelense or a Saprissa or a Motagua or an Olympia, or like Romel Kyoto might one day go back to a Honduran club. Wouldn't shock me. Alberto Lis, of course, as well. So, I mean, it's sort of a, you're kind of screwed if you do and screwed if you don't. But Deebo Samuel is re-signing with the Niners. That was awesome. That was awesome. I agree with that too. I say I'm putting the CPL in within the Central American leagues. Like, Forge plays well. Like, they've gotten better and better every time, just like they did in CONCACAF League. But that's still a little bit of a gap to jump. And then, I mean, look at Vancouver FC and how they did. Knowing damn well they got in because they finished second in the Voyagers Cup last year and they had no business being anywhere near there. But they got their ass whipped by Cruz Azul, who ended up winning the Liga MX. Ottawa did okay, but Nashville definitely did come out stronger in the leg in Nashville. But they still won pretty solidly. I think Forge did the best of all three. And Forge got close to being a CONCACAF League champion. I really believe had they never lost the spot, had they let the CPL champions still go, I guarantee you, Forge in 2023, if you let them be in the Central American Cup in that first 2023 Central American Cup, they would have won it. I think they were on a track to winning the CONCACAF League, which would have basically been winning the Central American Cup. I thought they were on a track to doing that. And watching them play in the CONCACAF League those first 3 years, 19, 20, and 21, they got better every time. And I think they should have won it in 21, really. I think they just ran out of gas at the wrong time, which is why they also led to losing to Pacific in the CPL final that year. I think they had just ran out of gas by the time they got to the second leg of that Motagua tie in the semifinal. And they had just ran out of gas once they got to the tie against the game against Pacific. I think that Forge team could have easily won over Comunicaciones. Had they found a way to beat that Motagua team, I think that Forge team beats Comunicaciones. I really do. I really do. I still believe that to this day. And I'm not saying that Comunicaciones team was bad, but Forge was better. I think Forge would have beat them in a final. I think Forge would have won the CONCACAF League that year if they didn't run out of gas. They were on their way to doing it. And, of course, the next year they didn't make it because Pacific had won and they lost to Herediano on penalties. But in my book, you know, I think Forge could have easily won a CONCACAF League. They were on the track of doing that. And losing that tournament was always the second-tier tournament. They would have, I think Forge can win a Central American Cup. You put Forge in the Central American Cup, I think they win it. I really do. I really do. I really do. Even now, I believe they would. But Quasi Poku of Forge is at the Whitecaps now. Yep, I saw that. I'm happy for him. It sucks he had to come back from Europe, but I think MLS is a higher level than the club he was at in Belgium. And Quasi Poku is a very good player, so I'm very happy for him. I'm very happy for him. Dallas would badly miss him. Pedro Musa is linked to Tigres. Dallas would be cooked if, well, I think all three, Mexico, U.S., and Canada, wouldn't mind going to CONMEBOL, which is why I think they have like the Copa America in the USA. Like, I'm sure they're not mad about eating. You know, when they get the money for hosting the Copa, they also get to have their cookie and eat it too by playing in the Copa like they did in 24. I don't think they mind that one bit, and I don't either. It's starting to become a known fact MLS's championship level with so many transfers intra-league. That is a respectable level worldwide. I agree. Like, that means we're one of the top 6 leagues in the world. Top 7. Definitely top 10. MLS is a top 7 league in the world. Top 6, top 7, top 10. That's not bad to be after 30 years. It's not bad at all. Like, we got to be real about this. And I think if you're in a top 10 league, you can end up being the world champion in a club form. I believe that. I don't think we're as far off as most people think. Honestly, I think we're a top 7 league. I really think we're right there. Like, we're under the championship. I think the championship in England is the 6th best league in the world. Hell, maybe even the 5th. I think it's better than Ligue 1. I really do. And MLS is close to that. And I think the MLS and Liga MX, for what it's worth, are tied. I think the quality of the MLS overall is better than Liga MX. But the top end of Mexico, performance-wise, especially playing in Mexico against MLS teams, is better. And there's very tight margins. But I think overall the quality of MLS is better. And the fact we move our players, whether you want them to or not, I think that shows that we care about the growth of our players, Canadian and American. Mexico does not care about the growth of their players. They care about the money they can make off those players. We care about the growth of our players, and I think that's why we're higher than Liga MX. Or at least we know we are. We can see we are. But I guess we're tied. But if you go by overall quality, I think the MLS is better. Is it over the Brasileirão, though? Well, if it's championship level, I guess it is. I guess it is. Because if MLS is championship level, and I think championship is honestly a better league than Ligue 1, yeah, it is. If you're going through that thought process, yeah, the MLS is. And you can say, well, the Brasileirão sends their players straight to Premier League teams when they're really young, like Esteval or La Liga, like Neymar. Fair enough. But maybe the Brasileirão is better than France as well. Actually, no, I might say it. I don't think the Argentinian league is. I think they have their problems. But the Brasileirão, you know what? The more I think about it, maybe that's why I say top 7, top 10. But either way, at the very least, that's MLS. I think the Brasileirão is better than Ligue 1 overall. I think the French league's a joke. Except for PSG, it's a joke. It's a legit joke. Like, I don't know. It's kind of ironic that if there is a French player playing on a French team on the national team, it's a PSG player. If it's not, if they don't play in France, guess what? They play somewhere else. Like, I don't know, Real Madrid. Yeah. I think the French league is a joke. And I'll stand on that. Besides PSG, it's a joke. PSG ain't winning Champions Leagues because they're in the French league. Well, I guess they are because of the freaking, what's it called? Concessions they're given because they play Champions League matches. But I know Jonathan David's going back. I know he's going to Paris FC, the other team in Paris, which, you know, it's better than Juventus. He'll score goals. He'll get his confidence back. Great. We need that. But Ligue 1's a joke. Let's be real. It is a joke. Unless it's PSG, it's a joke. It's an utter joke. Serie A fell down. Their biggest signing is Gonzalo Ramos this summer. I won't disagree just because I love the Serie A, but you're probably right. 0-0, 0-0. You're probably right. But I thought French teams can win UEFA competitions. PSG can. There's a big difference. In that statement, there's a big difference. PSG can, and they have. They finally started being able to. It's called they can spend a lot of money. They have a really good manager who has a really good system, and they all play like a team. They finally figured out how to play as a team while being able to still spend the money. It's not like they're cheap anymore. I mean, they still spend a whole hell of a lot of money. In the 90s, what have they done since? Olympique Lyon almost went into bankruptcy. Marseille is a halfway house. And frankly, at this point, I'd say Lille's a better team than both of them, to be honest. Okay, yeah, that sucks. Oh, but they did just sign John Stones. I know. PSG's on a whole other level. That's my point. It's on a whole other level. Yes. Yes. Because even though Bayern Munich dominates the league, it's still a very competitive league. And you still have teams like Dortmund and Leverkusen and even Stuttgart and Leipzig. You have competitive teams. It's PSG and everybody else. Like, when it comes to France, it's PSG and everybody else. That's it. At least in the Bundesliga, you can make an argument that, oh, Dortmund can win the league. Oh, Leverkusen can win the league. Oh, Stuttgart could win the league, or at least give it a good run. Oh, Leipzig can win the league, or it could give it a good run. In France, you can't do that. Except for like the one time every 10 years somebody else wins it over PSG, because at some point somebody has to, right? At some point the numbers are going to back somebody and they'll come out of nowhere and win, like Lille did that one time. Or like Monaco did that one time. AKA, that team is really damn stacked. And PSG ain't playing as well as they should be. I'd say we're about 4 years away from another one of those. About 4 years away from another one of those seasons where somebody else wins the league, just because. Even when Dortmund was dominating the league, I still can make an argument, a legitimate argument for Dortmund or a team like Hoffenheim for a while. Or for a while, Schalke had, I thought, a good run for a while. Wolfsburg with De Bruyne, shot, saved. Now, of course, Leipzig and Leverkusen, and, you know, I think there's a better talk. Motor City Machine Guns join AEW. Okay. Team UEFA. I'm on Team UEFA. I'm not saying UEFA's perfect, but at least they know football's for the common man and common woman and common person. At least UEFA knows football is not up for sale. It's for the people. That's what they know. They may not be perfect, but they know football's for the people, and that's something I can agree with. Team UEFA, 100% of the way. Infantino, I'm glad this shit is blowing up in his face. I hope he turns into a fried egg. I hope he turns into a fried egg. Figuratively in Minecraft. But, you know, I do love a good fried egg, especially a fried egg over hard. I do love a good fried egg. I could get a really big fried egg out of that head. Out of that skull of Infantino, couldn't I? It'd be bigger than a freaking ostrich egg, wouldn't it? I don't know how nutritious it would be. I don't know how nutritious it would be. I don't want Ben Simmons. No. I'd rather have Jakob Poeltl. 45th minute, 0-0. DaCosta play for Lawns. I mean, there's good players on other teams. I'm not saying there isn't. Well, they're not going. They're not going to go to jail, but 1 minute of stoppage time. They're not going to go to jail, but probably not. Then again, what? Didn't Gotti get taken down on tax fraud? Is that what they got Gotti on? Tax fraud or something? It's always the dumbest shit for mafia guys. It's not often people and whacking them. It's freaking money laundering. It's tax fraud. It's a freaking it's invalid license and registration on your car. That's what gets the freaking mob guys. So you know what? Maybe. Yeah. I think he won the league with Lille, but I think that was before PSG got really good. Either way. Maybe. I don't think there's anything criminal about a deal that isn't going through that, I mean, it feels criminal to football fans, but hey, you know what? Maybe they could get him on, I don't know. Better do it before he gives out the blanket pardons, though. Playing forward, Marathón. Because I'm sure he's going to do it. And that's halftime, 0-0. 0-0, miro tiempo. We'll take a short break at the half, top of the stats, get this one going, sit tight, be back. Tie game. Marathón started hot, but it's kind of tied. It's kind of evened out as we've gone. With that being said, to be fair, it's a good comparison. They switch up so quick. They're not going to do that, but it'd be cool to see a Chelsea basketball team in EuroLeague. There's a viral tweet saying Mexico Federation is Rollins backstabbing the Shield and Triple H is FIFA. Yeah, because Mexico's starting to look into the deal. Now, the good news is, as long as Asia and CONMEBOL's on UEFA and CONCACAF side, that's still going to be enough. If you get the bulk of both those confederations, I think there'll be enough nations to take this down. But, of course, Mexico's going to look into this. The spineless bastards. The Mexican Federation is going to look into us, the spineless bastards. We'll take a short break. We'll be back at the stats of the half. Actually, let's do the stats of the half now, then I'll take a break. With that being said, all right, stats. There we go. Possession, 47% possession to 53% possession, 79% pass accuracy to 81. 0 big chances to 0, 3 block shots to 0, 2 shots on goal to 0. It started to flip more towards Herediano late in the first half. 6 shots to 1, 0 big chances to 0. Okay. Actually, more expected goals, 0.14 to 0.1. So, Marathón started well in the first 5 minutes, but after that, it's been all Herediano. Okay. 47% possession to 53, 79% pass accuracy to 81. 199 to 226, 225 passes, 79% pass accuracy to 81. Passes completed 157 to 182. And, yeah, 3 crosses to 1% successful. Defense, 2 tackles to 7. This is not exactly what I needed, but yellow cards, 1 yellow card to 1, 0 red card to 0, 12 fouls to 7, corners. Are there any corner talk? There's no, doesn't seem to say anything about corners. I might just have to count that out over one corner. Herediano has a corner. And that's it. So it looks like one corner. 1 corner to 0. 1 corner to 0. Okay, so that's how we do it. Why don't you put that in your stats? With that being said, for me, Marathon started off good in the first 5 minutes. And second half, rest of the first half, Herediano's had more chances, but they've had less possession. Marathon looks better on the ball, but they haven't had many chances after the first couple of minutes of the game. Other than that, Marathon, better team on the ball. Herediano, better team against the run of play. Let's put it like that. We'll take a short break very soon. Mexico goes along with this. They should face consequences. Okay. Yeah, but how are you going to do that if UEFA wins? How are you going to do that if your UEFA side wins and they're still all within FIFA? I don't know how that would make any sense. Either way, we'll take a short break. We'll be back for the stats at the half. Sit tight, be back. 0-0, 0-0. Miro tiempo. We're back. We've already done the stats of the half, so we're waiting for the second half to start. 45 more minutes in this match of the first two we go live for. Of course, we have another match later being Municipal Cartaginés, but we'll see how that goes. Second half. But we'll see what happens. But we're waiting for the second half to start here. 0-0, 0-0. UEFA Super Cup on August the 12th. Well, we'll be live for it. August the 12th is a Wednesday, yeah? That's not next week. It's the week after, isn't it? That's interesting. Most CONCACAF members are losing confidence or have lost confidence in Infantino as the FIFA president. Let me guess, Mexico isn't one of them? Waiting for the second half to get going. Bald man flying too close to the sun. Waiting for the second half to get going. 0-0, 0-0. Second half, here we go. I think someone wants their fillet of fish. Araya coming on for Herediano. Suarez. Aron Suarez, yeah. Yep, that is. Yep. Coming on in the second half. See how the second half goes. Nil-nil, 0-0. Congrats on Gianni Infantino becoming the latest contestant on Does Donald Trump's Loyalty Go One Way? And we're off. 45th minute into the second half. Playing forward. Marathón on the ball. See if they could do better in the second half. As the saying goes, when you've lost CONCACAF, playing forward. Playing forward, 0-0. I hope so. FIFA's cooked. Don't worry, guys. I hope so. When you've lost CONCACAF, you lost the game. Especially in corruption. Especially in corruption. That man, baby Infantino's getting his just desserts, and I love watching it. What a loser. What an absolute loser. This European Super League all over again, but bigger and more snakish. I agree. And it's going just as badly as the Super League did, if not worse. It's right off the bat. Over the bar. playing forward. Even if the Europeans did boycott, FIFA would still have to face the fans, and that's where the European Super League fell apart. There's no money there. There's no reason to keep it alive. Exactly. If UEFA leaving the World Cup and taking other countries to play a Euros, pretty much a 2-year later Euros against the World Cup, people are watching the Euros. People are watching the UEFA World Championship instead of the World Cup. If they had to boycott, nobody's watching the World Cup. There might be people who, the people who are in the countries of playing there, yeah, of course. Are anybody else going to care about freaking, I guess, I don't know. I think really good teams would actually go to the World Cup, even if their confederations didn't boycott, or the UEFA tournament. I think Morocco will go to the UEFA tournament. I think, they're hosting the World Cup in 2030. Oh, well, they probably play the World Cup, but my bad. But even CONMEBOL teams. But again, you lose CONCACAF money and you lose CONCACAF viewership and you lose European viewership, it's dead on arrival. And they have enough countries that are going to vote against it, even if there's a straggler to Mexico. You get all of CONMEBOL and most of Asia, this thing's dead. There has to be no boycott. It's dead. And the World Cup is saved, but is it the same as we knew it? Probably not. But at least the World Cup is still the World Cup. Everybody's in it because it dies. But I know I would Euros. I would too. I'd actually cover the UEFA Championship. Whatever Canada's in is what I'm going to cover. I'm going to be real. But if there was a boycott and Canada joined and Japan joined and Italy was in and US joined, I'd do the games of the tournament that Canada's in. And I'll happily cover that. Mexico's doing whatever France is doing in the end. They're not going to risk it. So voting against Infantino. Okay, so basically all CONCACAF needs and UEFA needs is CONMEBOL to back them up. Or 10 teams from Asia to back them up. That's a simple majority. This is dead. As long as that happens. And it seems to me there will be enough teams in Asia to back them up. And I think CONMEBOL in the end will back up UEFA and CONCACAF. Because even if CONMEBOL has their problems with UEFA, I think they're going to probably vote toward the right thing. Africa, I'm less sure about. And then OFC. Oh, really? I didn't know that. But if it came down to it, I'd rather watch the UEFA Championship that they put together than the World Cup. I think Canada be playing the UEFA Championship. I'm going to be real. That'd be a sad way not to go to the World Cup, but at least we'd be in something. But I don't think we're going to go there because I legitimately think this FIFA Forward thing is dead on arrival. It's dead on arrival. "53rd minute. Free kick for Marathón. 0-0 in the second half. Marathón free kick. Ball crossed in. Header Down. That's over the bar. Be a goal kick for Herediano. Header. '55th minute. Playing forward. How's the game going? No. I mean, I'm not totally surprised it's tied. I think Herediano's a slightly better team. I would expect them to take a little bit more of an initiative than they have, but no, not really. Sometimes these games are a lot more boring than you'd want them to be. Hopefully the next game's better. I'd rather this game be boring and the next one be good than, well, I guess both could be boring, but if the next game is boring, we will not review it and I'll just move on because, I mean, it is too damn late for that. 56th minute. Would you ever see Thomas Muller win the MLS Cup? I mean, depends on how long he stays in MLS, but he's got a good chance. I mean, he was a game away last year. Vancouver's still pretty damn good. Let's see how they do. They get on without Berhalter, but, I mean, I like their chances. I mean, wouldn't shock me. But either way, we'll see you in the second half. Headed on. '58th minute. OFC agreed with the FIFA Forward initiative. Playing forward, 58th minute. Playing forward. Damn, I should have known. Should have known what? Shot, save. Since they're helping them grow. Oh, okay. OFC back in the FIFA Forward initiative. Fair. Yeah, I mean, I'm not surprised. But Belize and Montserrat were able to say no to it. So Vancouver's a very good team. They just ran to Messi, Miami last season. They're contenders, but they've had some hiccups. Everybody does in MLS. So, I mean, they're still in there for me. They're still in there for me. Player down. Players sharing a water bottle. 60th minute. What if UEFA just giant Champions League like the World Cup? Well, I mean, UEFA might do that too. If this has to stay a boycott, maybe UEFA will do a giant Champions League with other clubs around the world as well. To basically screw over the Club World Cup. I forgot about that. That works too. '60th minute. '61st minute. That will be wild. Hopefully, this is enough of a hopefully it doesn't come to that. Whether it comes to a boycott of any of it, but FIFA overstepped. They bit off more than they could chew. Infantino's got to go. Everybody seems to say he's got to go, and I agree. The man's got to go. I mean, I've been saying that for a while, but, I've been saying that for a long time. But Infantino got to go. Ball crossed in. Header. Brought down. Cleared away by Marathón. 62nd minute. Still 0-0. He got to go. $62 minutes. Next. Thank you, Mile High. Thank you. Let me tell you something. Somebody said, I hope Infantino's casualty, though. He is a casualty, though. He has the moral backbone of a wet noodle. That's an insult to wet noodles. I mean, I guess every noodle is wet once you cook them, but that's an insult to ramen. Well, smoking that Infantino pack. Rip Bozo. Celebrate that Infantino's gone. Yeah, I might. Rip Bozo. Smoking the Infantino pack. Rip Bozo. Maybe. That's an idea. Don't be dissing ramen now. I'm not. I love ramen. I haven't had any in a while, but it's been a while. Well, it was a pretty interesting promo. He was right. Rip Bozo smoking on that Infantino pack. Pop some champagne. It'll be a sparkling cider, but I do want a reason to buy some sparkling cider. Honestly, I do want a reason to buy some sparkling cider. It's been a while. Since, New Year's? There's some really good flavors that Welch's has right now that I don't know are still out, but I might look at it. Either way, from, 4th of July and all that. It ain't going to be champagne because, straight edge and all that. Then again, could I go for maybe I'll have like a couple of glasses of Moscato and then we'll move on to the sparkling cider. Maybe. Split the difference. I don't know. We'll think about it. I'll think about it. I'll think about it. Maybe it's worth it. Maybe it's worth it. Maybe it's worth it. Maybe it's worth it. I don't know. 65th minute. Well, I don't know if exactly what type of Moscato that I like. Like the blue Moscato, the pink Moscato. I don't even remember what brand it was during New Year's. Holy shit, I forgot. I didn't even check, really. Had a blue color to it. Either way, yeah, just either way. Grayson Waller has low-key made me interested in NXT again. Hopefully they don't drop the ball. Maybe I'll check that out. That'd be funny. Fan mail, a.k.a. snacks and food for my followers. I couldn't get mad about that, honestly. Maybe I should check on it. Better not. Maybe I should look into it. Maybe I should look into it. Treat stream. Maybe I should look into it. Food and snacks for my followers doesn't sound like bad fan mail, I won't lie. And I guess drinks as well. Doesn't sound bad to me. Substitutions, 67th minute. I've been very busy. I know, I think I said it before. Check on it, look into it. But I've been very busy, as you could tell. As you could tell. And a yellow card, player down hurt. I kind of trust Sean Hunter not so much. Yeah, I mean, I agree with that. Which is sad because remember the old NXT? We all thought Hunter was the answer. Player down hurt. Hut. Sore toe off. On the stretcher. Hut. Fraud. Triple H? Honestly, yes. Honestly, he is a fraud. I agree. Okay. Substitution. '68th minute. Oh, by the way, speaking of, Dillon, how do you feel about Eddie Howe leaving Newcastle? I mean, I understand why he did. Matthias Yaislov possibly becoming the manager. Alberto leases off for Jason Mejia. Jason Mejia, yeah. About time. I think Yaislov will be a good manager, though. Weird timing. But I think Eddie Howe left. I don't think he got fired. I think he left. He got pissed the fact they got rid of Tenali and Guimaraes, or they're about to. get rid of both. I guess Arsenal is getting Bruno G then. Because, I mean, the past 2 summers have been disastrous. Him losing Isak, not getting his targets, losing Hugo, and then Isak goes to Liverpool as well. Losing his midfield too. I can understand why he left. But either way. Header. Brought down. Herediano shot wide. Corner. Lol. Playing forward, Marathón. Center cleared away, 70th minute. We'll quickly try to get up here for the second game as quick as I can. MLS will vote on its next commissioner on Monday between LAFC co-owner Larry Berg and former Fox executive David Nathanson. I just hope they're better. One of them is better than Garber. I just hope the one who wins is better than Garber. I don't know if I'll believe that, but we'll find out. This is expected to be Jack Cassidy's last league game. He'll coach before Marty Cifuentes is officially on the touchline against Seattle. Didn't you already play Seattle? That's quick. You played Seattle like 2 weeks ago. You're playing them again? Yisla did well with Al Ali. I agree. So, I think it's probably easy for them to get him considering, they're both PIF-owned clubs, but it's not a bad manager to get. That's like the craziest league turnaround I've ever seen, Like in the league itself. You play a team 2 weeks ago and you play them again 2 weeks later. That's like the craziest turnaround I've ever seen. Of course, there have been Champions Cup ties where a team plays each other 3 times in 1 week, once in the league, twice in the Champions Cup, or something like that. But in the league itself, that's crazy. That is, MLS's schedule is weird. Jesus Christ. 2 weeks in between. They didn't even do that to Toronto and Montreal. I hope y'all beat the shit out of them again. Y'all really did do a number on Seattle, though, I gotta say. How we doing? Like, Seattle legitimately got their shit rocked, and they've been going through it since. So who knows? Maybe Portland will beat their ass again. We'll see what happens. It'll be interesting to watch. Playing forward. Or hear about it. Shot saved. Up. 74th minute. Ajax beats some random team 4-1, 8-2 on aggregate. Yep. Champions League qualification. That's one of them. One of the European tournament. That's crazy. I guess maybe it is Europa League, though. Well, actually, no. There are some pretty weak teams in Champions League qualification that you wouldn't think of or think of as Europa League teams. Now I'm on check. That's Europa League. I don't think Ajax would be so badass to play the conference. So no. Okay, so it was yesterday then. I was live yesterday. Why weren't you here? Either way. Huh. Or not. Now you got me confused. Conference League. Oh my God, they were that bad. Oh my God, they were that bad. 8-2 in Conference League qualification for Ajax. 4-1, 4-1. Jesus, they are that bad. Oh, okay. Nope, no, it was Conference League though. They are that bad. I didn't realize it was. Well, yeah, but I don't think it will end up being that way. Because they've fallen off a cliff. I knew they fell off a cliff last year? I didn't realize, or 2024, 5. I didn't realize 5, 6, they also were falling off a cliff. I didn't know they still. Yeah, y'all fell off a cliff. Club friendly against Olympiacos. 1-0 win. That sucks. Oh, y'all beat Burnley 2-1. That sucks. Yeah, y'all might be crap. Shelburne is your next team. Shelburne. Round 3. .30-something, 78th minute. 38-something teams. So there's another round after the third. Thank God Germany got Klopp, or else they risked doing the same. They'd be getting too old by now, let's be real. Rougier, yellow card. Player off for Marathon. Another injury. De Jong is still good. Yeah, but it's getting pretty. Municipal Cartagenas is next. We'll be live for it. Try to get ready. Onana was decent at Ajax. I wouldn't say he's decent now, but he was decent. He was pretty good back then. 79th minute. '79th minute. '80th minute. Real Kakamura strongly urges the member nations of the Oceania Football Confederation to reject FIFA's Forward Enterprise proposal. Well, at least one team has heart in OFC. Playing forward, Marathón. Good pass there, but pushed away from the ball and gives it away. 80th minute. '81st minute. Typo. I remember when Goldbridge was raging at an Onana clips. And there's only one match. I checked. Oh, Lord. Toronto FC is going to get murdered in front of the world, aren't they? Ay, ay, ay. Honestly, maybe it's good for us. Fraser could finally get fired. Toronto FC is going to get embarrassed in front of the world on a baseball pitch. You know what? Maybe it's a good thing. Fraser could get fired. Sooner that man gets fired, the better. Yeah, I can't wait. As long as Fraser gets fired, Randall Leal's on for Eduardo Juarez. Arriaga on for Aguilera. 82 minutes. But again, as long as Fraser gets fired, that's good by me. Everyone's watching, no pressure. Hey, as long as Fraser gets fired because of the shitty fight they put up, that's fine by me. That's fine by me. Well, first of all, if he gets fired, that'll be a good little high until they're like, oh, our new manager is random dude number 5 who's going to do the same shit that has been done. Called Pirate. '83rd minute. He went to Pescara, but I think he left after they got relegated. Now, I don't even know. Sampdoria, maybe? Is that where he went? I feel like he did sign to a new club. Playing forward. In through. Herediano. Here's a chance shot. What a save. What a save. They needed that one. Still 0-0. 84th minute. Look. Saved. If the next one's boring, we won't review that tonight, and I'll just move on to getting ready for the next day. Aubrey David from Municipal. Playing forward. Okay. 85th minute. If I ain't got much to say, we'll move. Tournaments in 2027 for hockey will not have Russia. Can't say I'm surprised. Playing forward, blocked away. Caught, 85th minute. '86th minute. $90. It's the same 90 minutes that every game goes forward. So, plus the stoppage time. I know it feels much longer, and I agree. This feels way too damn long, but it's still the same 90 minutes. This one was boring. Is there much for me to talk about in the second match? We'll find out. We'll review it if that's the case. If not, I'll just move on to tomorrow. Yeah, we're talking about hockey, but Israel's not good enough at hockey to make tournaments. At least the high-level ones. Hi-oh! Wide. Hi-oh! Just like they're not good enough at football to make the football tournaments. Hi-oh! '87th minute. Do you really need to get banned when you don't even qualify for the main tournament? I guess not. You ban yourself. Hi-oh! 2 subs for Marathon. I know nobody got the Ed McMahon reference there. I swear to God, nobody did. Vargas on for Messiniti. Castillo for Moreno. Yeah. 87th minute. Playing forward, 88th minute. Wouldn't be surprised if there's like 6 or 7 minutes of stoppage time. But either way, 0-0. Playing forward. Cleared away. Oh. 89th minute. One minute plus stoppage time. 0-0, settle. Absolutely boring game. Gladly, this one's the one I'm not reviewing. Or, well, I know I won't. But we'll see what happens with the next one. Municipal and Cartagenas. Playing forward. Ball crossed in. Dumps down. Oh. Play it forward. Out for throw-in. 90th minute. Guess tried to get it out for a cross, and that didn't work. 90th minute. Header. Brought down. Not anywhere near where it should have been. 90th minute. It is 6 minutes of stoppage time. 6 minutes of stoppage time. Okay. Offside. '91st minute. $4-0 for Mexico over Guatemala. Oh, that was horrible. Guatemala just lost 4-0 to Mexico. U20 game was better. I agree, but the only ones I was covering was Canada anyway. Either way. Header away. Chips over the top. Playing forward. Free kick. Free kick, yellow card. Marathón with a free kick with 4 minutes to go. Gets on Montes. Gives up the free kick. Free kick. Ball crossed in, shot wide. Halfway through stoppage time. Minutes left of stoppage time. Halfway through, and it's still 0-0. '94th minute. Playing forward. Cleared away. '95th minute. Ball crossed in. Final minute. Nil-nil. 0-0. Final seconds to go. "30 seconds. Ball played forward. Seconds to go. "90th minute, 96. Offside. Just blow the whistle. 96th minute. Full time. Full time, it's over. 0-0. 0-0 esta noche. Draw between Herediano and Marathón. Garbage match. With that being said, if you like this stream, like it, share, subscribe. You know what it is. Tell your friends. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell. Notification once subscribe. Hit that hype button to put stuff in the algorithm. Hit that join button. Become a member. Send chats on the live streams. Comment on this video. Put this in playlist. Share with friends and family. All that great stuff. I'll see you within a couple of minutes for the start of Municipal versus Cartagenas. We'll get that going on Rumble and then get that going over here. And I'll be back in a couple of minutes. Hopefully less than 5, but we'll see. Sit tight, be back. I'm riding them out. Peace.